Food, glorious food. We can't seem to get enough of it, but we're also wasting huge amounts of it. And most of it ends up in landfill, as I was about to learn when Kate took me to do what's called a waste audit to find out just what's ending up in our bins.
Brad, I'd really like you to meet Marty from Waste Watchers.
Hi Brad, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Nice to
Hi
see
Kate,
you, Marty.
nice to see you.
So today Marty's going to take us through a waste audit. So can you tell us a little bit about what a waste audit is and what we can expect?
Sure. A waste audit, Kate, is really just auditing what people throw away and what goes to the landfill. So it helps us find information about putting together programs to help people not send that material to the landfill. So the types of things we'll find today is a lot of food probably, yard waste, garden waste, paper, bottles, cans, quite a bit of stuff that really doesn't need to go to the landfill. But before we begin, I need to gear you guys up into safety gear, and we'll go through a bit of a briefing for the hazards.
Right, sounds good.
Let's do it.
Let's get started.
I'm really starting to question what I've gotten myself into. It's fine now because I can't smell the rubbish, but I got a whiff of it while we were outside and it does not smell very good at all.
You ready to start?
Not really. But let's do it.
Okay, so we just empty the bag out. So this one's quite heavy and quite wet. So I don't know what's in there.
Oh God.
So that's pretty disgusting. We've got to empty all these bags. Brad, do you want to help me or?
Oh God, what is it?
So just tear it open and just dump it out on the table so we can see what's in there. So this one's got a lot of food in it, you can tell from the weight.
See, the thing that shocks me about this is that somebody has to deal with this. We throw this out on our curbside and it's out of sight, out of mind until we see it like this. And then we go, this is what we throw away and this is what people like you have to deal with.
Yep, so some clothing there that could have been made into rags, or maybe if it's good enough given to an op shop, I don't know, but it's possible they could still be used. Recycling, all the meat trays now are recyclable, that's a number one.
So it could have been washed.
Recycled. This stuff, maybe, we could buy it in that, because that's not recyclable at the moment. There we go. Whole loaf of edible food.
Wow.
That's the first thing out of our bag. And all of this stuff. That wasn't eaten as well. So a lot of edible food gets thrown away.
So someone's obviously got their takeaway food.
Yeah, again, a worm farm could have dealt with that. Into the worm farm, rinse the container, and this could be recycled. That could all be turned into dirt, into compost in your backyard.
Well, I just saw this slug.
Yeah. It's okay, slugs are nice.
Can he be composted?
Sure, well, he lives in a compost.
He does, doesn't he?
So that's where he should have been anyway.
Right, so Marty, we've sorted through all the other materials and what we're left with here is just food waste.
Pretty much, yep. So that's there's a bit of organic waste in there, but everything in front of you, Brad, everything you see, well, this hasn't been opened yet, and some of it hasn't been opened, but everything could have been composted on people's property and turned into dirt.
And this is only a small percentage of the scale of the problem around food waste.
Well, this was only 3 bags. We haven't even opened the 4th bag yet. So, you can imagine what goes to the landfill every single day.
In the audits that you've done in the past, what sort of percentage on average are you finding is food waste?
So on average, around 30 to 35% in most cities around New Zealand is the same. It's about 35% is food waste.
Which is a huge quantity.
It's huge, and then when you add in the organics and the green waste, it's about half. It's somewhere between 40 and 50% of every day. If you think of those trucks going to a landfill, half of what we're hauling at great distance and dumping is just food. And it's heavy. This is the heaviest part of the waste.
Wow, that blew my mind.
Was that fun?
I wouldn't call it fun, but it was definitely eye-opening.
Yeah, it is, and most people don't see that. And that's the main issue is the food and the organic waste, because that's the stuff that's doing the damage. But it's a huge amount of wasted material that could be put to better use, and we shouldn't be hauling that stuff to the landfill every day.
Well, I'm done. Lunch?
Love Food, Hate Waste is a campaign to encourage people to waste less food. So what we know about food waste in New Zealand is that it's a huge problem. So $872 million worth of food is thrown away every year just by families. That's not supermarkets, that's not farmers, that's just families. So the average Kiwi household throws away every year about 3 shopping trolleys worth of food. So for some families that's around $560 a year that they're spending on food, which they end up throwing away. So I suppose when you kind of think about, well, what is the issue with food waste? You know, it seems wrong to waste so much food, but the problem is that when we waste food, it goes into our rubbish bins and it goes away to landfill. And in the landfill, it breaks down and it generates greenhouse gases. And as we all know, greenhouse gases contribute to global warming. And we're starting to see the consequences both in New Zealand and overseas about what happens when the climate heats up. So by tackling food waste, not only are we doing something really good for the environment, but we're actually saving people money. So we're starting to see more and more groups work with supermarkets to rescue food. Some cities have refrigerated vans that go around and pick up food and distribute it to food banks. Here in Auckland, we've got a community fridge that's open 24 hours a day when anyone can go and kind of drop off food, and anyone who's homeless or hungry can open up the fridge, have a look to see what's inside and take some food. So we'd love to see everyone in New Zealand love food and hate waste. And all we're asking you to do is buy what you need and then eat what you buy. It's not a hard message, but it's something that we can all get behind.